How's it going, everybody? We're back at it again with Steamboat Skidley Plays Dark Souls Remastered. Now, at the end of the last video, I said we were going to make our way to Blighttown in this video. Kind of a change of plans. What we're going to do is go ahead and head back. And remember our dragon pal on the bridge? We're going to try to work our way around him again to grab that claymore. And we're also going to be hitting up a somewhat secret area in the game. So we're just making our way back through the starting area of the depths. Look at all those guys. But yeah, if y'all were looking forward to Blighttown in this video, I do apologize, but you know, we just have to go with the flow of things, and I want to make this run through as good as it possibly can be, and for that we need a few things before we head into Blighttown. Run back up these stairs. Back to our door that we got the key from the Capra demon from. Still in shock, we beat Capra demon on our first attempt, because I don't think I've ever done that. I think I've always gotten beat at least once. So that is exciting stuff. Is this the right way? It is not. That's taking us back to Undeadburg. I'm trying to get back to Firelink Shrine right now. Well, actually, we can do it this way. Let's go ahead and head through like we normally do. Take out these scrubs here at the beginning. Take you out. Go ahead and pop and nest this.
Oh, there
Talk to
you
our
are.
old merchant friend again. Looking like he might need some Johnson & Johnson. And what we're looking for is we want some sort of bow. Doesn't need to be super strong or anything. We just need a bow for now. Go ahead and... I got souls to blow. Let's go ahead and grab... Let's do an even 150. How's that sound?
Oh, thank you. Come back soon.
Love that guy. He's good people. Unless you don't buy from him, then he sort of gives you the business, but it's what it is. We're going to go ahead and equip that bow for our other weapon, and this one you can have up to, I guess, 4 weapons, or bows or shields, stuff like that equipped at a time. Do we have any rings? Boost defense while HP is low. Nah, not really gonna bother with that right now. Go ahead and pull out this bow. Wait a minute. Forgot the rest of this bonfire. That would have been bad news if I had died while attempting this. Yeah, definitely want the rest of that bonfire. Because what the plan right now is we're going to use this bow, and we are going to attempt to shoot our buddy. And there's a way to... There we go. Alright, he's down where we want him to be. He's blowing the fire. Now if we can just get behind him before he turns around, light the new bonfire, and rest. There we go. That's how it's done. So the name of soldier. And last but not least, the Claymore. Love the Claymore. But I will say, the Bastard Sword has done us a world of good. I mean, it's taken out the Bell Gargoyles, the Capra Demon, and the Gaping Dragon. So, definitely can't discount the Bastard Sword. And while we're here, we're going to go ahead and rematch Homeboy, because he is... Oh, God. Down! Go ahead and... Oh, Lord. Alright, hold on. Backing up. There we go. That's what I thought. You're not a match for us. Gonna go ahead and head through the, I believe this is a church, like I said earlier. What'd you drop? Balder shield, nice. Don't really use shields, but if it comes down to using one or, you know, just dying, we'll have some options. Why am I not attacking? Oh, I was out of stamina, that's why. Yeah, in order to perform physical actions, you must have some stamina left in your green little bar right there at the top left corner. Alright, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I hear the clankety clank of the anvil. With this bonfire.
I could smith some mighty weapons with one of those. Why not lend it to me?
And remember the large ember we picked up in the last episode in the depths? We're gonna give it to Andre.
Magnificent! You won't be disappointed. I can hardly wait to get started.
I never noticed he got that excited about the Ember. You know, I'm happy for him though. It's good stuff. It's always nice to see people excited about stuff that they love, you know? Oh, nope, wrong thing. Wait a minute. The bastard sword is actually stronger than the claymore? Well then. Well, I'll be.
Don't get yourself killed. Neither of us want to see you go hollow.
Well. Honestly, I'm a little taken back. I did not realize the bastard sword was stronger than the claymore. Honestly, we might just keep running the claymore, guys. I mean,
Well,
it's served us well so far. I mean, no sense in switching it up now if it's been doing good, you know? Fantastic. Well, we upgraded our sword quite a bit. Got it to its next tier, I should say. And I just wanted to point out this area real quick. It's an area that we'll be getting into later called Sin's Fortress. Anybody who's played Dark Souls before knows this is a real fun area to go through. Traps, snake men, the whole nine of just everything you wouldn't want to run into in close quarters. But as you can see, the gates are closed. Those gates will open once we ring the second bell of awakening. So until then, we're just going to leave that alone. We're going to make our way back up. Go through the church. Nah, we're not going to waste our time with them. Hit up this old shortcut. We're going to want to hop off right about here. There we go. Come to this ledge, and we're wanting to roll right onto that, let's call it a support pillar for this tower. We're going to come around. Oh, well, actually, we need to grab this first. Undead Asylum, floor 2 west key. It is another key for that we're going to be needing here in a moment. You can hopefully make out some snoring right now that wasn't here before. But we're going to go ahead and ignore that just for now, but let's make a note of it. Because there's lots of surprises for you Souls virgins out there. Now, last time we were here, it was just this dude chilling out. Now we got these 3 people. I'm not entirely sure what the story is But just to go ahead and kind of give a little bit of a rundown of what's going on. These people are clerics, and that is their, like, priestess. These two and the priestess are going to disappear at some point. And this dude's going to be all flustered about it. And it will be our responsibility to go rescue them. I would talk to them, but just for me personally, their quest just isn't all that, you know, what's the word? Like intriguing, and it's, I don't know how to explain it. It's just not the most entertaining, I guess. We're gonna drop down here, grab a few items. The homeward bone. I don't know if I touched on that before, but the homeward bones, if we're out in the field and fighting guys and we're far away from a bonfire and we need to get back to a bonfire quickly, we can use those to instantly transport us back to the last bonfire used. So we're going to go ahead and put those in our quick slots. Morning Star and a talisman. The Morning Star is another weapon that I kind of mess with, I'm not gonna lie to you. It builds up a good amount of bleed damage. And the Lloyd's Talisman. The Lloyd's Talismans are typically a multiplayer item, because if you throw this at, say, someone you're invading in their game, if they're caught by this smoke that it kind of shoots out, it will prevent them from healing for a certain amount of time. I think it's like 30 seconds, something like that. So a good amount of time. And there's a secret use for it as well that we can talk about. We can talk about that when we get to it. But for now, we're going to take one last trip up the elevator and hop off on our little platform. And we're actually going to get back. We're actually going to make our way to the first... like I said, let's just call it a secret area in the game. Take that corner, go up that ladder. Is there another item up here? No, I didn't think so, but just wanted to make sure. It says right here to press X to curl up in a ball. We're curled up in the ball beside these rather large bird eggs. And look at that coloring. Beautiful. Sometimes this takes a minute. There we go. It'll trigger this cutscene with a familiar face. It's our bird friend. Our character model looked so just not nonplussed about the whole situation. But that's alright. And look where we are again. Back at the Northern Undead Asylum. If you watched episode 1, this is where you start the game. Take out these torch-bearing dudes. We know how much trouble they have given me in the past, so we're just gonna go ahead and take those guys out. Hit up this bonfire. And through here is where we had to grab our shield and the axe that we started the game out with. But instead of an archer, we have a black knight. Oh gosh! I was trying to get in there and get a hit in on him while he was recovering from his swing. Like Papa Nestus. Why? I must just be right out of reach. There we go. Red Titanite chunk. Don't know if we'll necessarily be using those, but along with the green Titanite we picked up in the last episode, they're to kind of go more into depth as to what those are, as opposed to our regular Titanite that upgrades like just your basic weapons. You can enchant or modify weapons to have different stats and stuff like that. So you can have like a weapon that does magic damage or fire damage, stuff like that. And different Titanites are used to make that possible and to make a weapon with certain enhancements stronger. Now if you look in there, sad to say, but our boy Oscar has gone hollow after he died. Because just like us, he is an undead. So, when he died, I suppose that was just his last go-around before he completely lost it. So, unfortunately, we have to put him down for good. Let's see what he dropped. Oh, his shield. Nice. From what I remember, that's actually a pretty decent shield to run with. Gonna run back up here, take these guys out. Got some more guys, if y'all remember, over here. Gonna get rid of them. Oh. Slash. Now we have these two shield dudes. Take them out real quick. And that key we just got from that roof in the Firelink Shrine, that's the key that unlocks that door. And the only thing it leads to is this right here, the rusted iron ring. And I'm actually going to read that item description. This iron ring was used to shackle the guilty. It is terribly rusted and faintly stained with blood. Those who find this strange ring to their liking will be pleased to find it is easier to gain footing on poor ground such as swamps. The rusted iron ring, in more straightforward terms, what it does in certain areas, like a swamp or like standing water that you would normally like have to kind of like slowly like trudge through, that ring will make it to where we can move at our regular walking speed. So for when we get to Blighttown, that's gonna come in really handy. Got another Black Knight. And if you're noticing, we are actually making our way back to the cell where we started the game. And that is to get another item that opens up. I'm calling this I'm calling this area, and I'll be calling other areas like secret areas, but that doesn't feel right. But this item, the Peculiar Doll, will take us to what I believe to be the only real, quote-unquote, secret area. And we're going to read that item description as well. A strange doll in a strange dress. There once was an abomination who had no place in this world. She clutched this doll tightly, and eventually was drawn into a cold and lonely painted world. You might not know what the hell that means right now, but before this series is done with, we will absolutely be using that. Now we're gonna head back up. There's really only one more thing left to do in this area, and that's fight an optional boss. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. We're gonna, yeah, Soul of Lost and Dead, why not? Go ahead and pop it, might help. Level up. Oh, nope, we don't even have enough to level up right now. That's a shame. But we head into this area. If you recall, this is where we fought the Asylum Demon. There's another dude, don't want him following us. Oh. There we go. Oh my lord. I don't think we'll need more than 5 Estus, but we'll see. Make our way. Floor gives out. We got ourselves the Stray Demon. Now you may be thinking, he has quite the resemblance to the Asylum Demon. And you're absolutely right. The character model and everything is exactly the same, but as you can see there, some of his attacks give what's known as an area of effect. So if we were caught in that blast, that would have damaged us just about as much as getting hit by the hammer itself. But for guys like the Asylum and the Stray Demon, and for a lot of Dark Souls bosses really, and I'm gonna have to shout out another creator by the name of Democracy up on YouTube. He's been doing Souls videos for a very long time, and he gives the advice for bosses like this: you're gonna want to stay behind them and just smack that booty until it's all said and done. And you can't argue with results, because so far we haven't taken any damage other than the damage we took following into the boss room, which is unfortunate, but whatever. I feel like they should have made it to where, for places like this where you have to drop down, that the drop wouldn't take health, wouldn't cause any fall damage. But oh well, we have enough Estus. We haven't taken any other damage. I'm just an old man shouting at the clouds. You also notice, if you remember how easily we took out the Asylum Demon, this dude has a lot more health. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! There we go. He is Dunyan rings, my guy. Good job, everybody. We did it. And we got ourselves a Titanite slab. Now what that is, it is the highest, or it is the purest form of Titanite. And when we get our weapon to the final upgrade stage, it will require 1 Titanite slab to be fully upgraded to doing max damage. And we definitely want that. So now, with all that being said, The return to the asylum is completed. Got 25,000 souls now. Let's go ahead and let me check something real quick and go over something with y'all. Now, I meant to go over this in an earlier video, but it kind of slipped my mind. So you see where it has our stats on our weapon in the left-hand column, where it says physical 178 and 102, or plus 102? That is how much, you can probably put it together, that's how much damage the weapon's doing, or dealing. The plus 102 is what's known as like a stat boost, or a or scaling. If you look below the stats, you'll see param bonus, or parameter bonus for short, right next to the dude to the arm flexing their muscle, and by the hand with its finger stretched out, it says CC. That means it has a C tier scaling with the for the bastard sword. And while that's not great scaling, it's about middle of the road scaling, I should say. So, and it can go from, I know there's D. I don't remember if there's anything lower than D, but it's D, C, B, A, and S. If you can find an S scaling weapon for any of your stats that you're pumping souls into, definitely try to go with that one. Oh, we have an E weapon right there. D, C. The bandit's knife upgrades with a B scaling through dexterity. Yep. Alrighty. But anyway, now that's been said, let's go ahead and level up some. I need one more level for that endurance to be at 20. We'd love to see it. Take these dudes out so they're not following us. So to kind of review scaling, the S rank is going to give you better scaling damage than anything below it, and then it goes from A, B, C, D, and E. Go back to the nest. Gonna take another little lie down. And we're gonna head on back to Firelink. Good stuff. Now, we're gonna don't need to be falling off like that, because if we died, we would have had to go all the way back, do the cutscene coming back. Then we're trying to streamline this as much as possible. Oh, before I forget, a fun little announcement for you guys. I officially have launched the Steamboat Skidley Facebook page. If you want to follow that, it's just like the channel name, Steamboat Skidley, 2 words. You can follow the page, and as of right now, it just has my greeting and links to these episodes. But eventually I want to, like I said, start kind of a community get people involved, and I want to start making other content down the line. So follow the Facebook page if you're interested, so you can keep up with everything and get all your Steamboat Skiddly content. Who doesn't love the sweet, succulent content? That's a great word, succulent. Sounds dirty, but it's not. Alrighty. Heading back through here. Back through the Undead Parish Church. Ha-cha. Excuse me, sir. Ow. There we go. There we go. Now we're gonna go to our next little area that we're gonna try to take out another optional boss. And you remember the Titanite demon? If not, you probably will once I show you where we're going. Hit the bonfire. And while we're here, we're gonna go ahead. Did I pick up any more? Okay, I didn't think so. Just making sure. We're gonna go ahead and start reinforcing the short bow we have equipped. Just not a whole lot, just like for a few levels. Because for this next boss we're gonna be fighting, they like to fly away from you, and that can be a touch annoying. So we're gonna try to counter that as best as we can.
Don't get yourself neither of...
Yeah. But you remember the Titanite demon we fought in this room. We are going into the area through that archway right there. And we are now officially in... Oh, well, let's get rid of this guy. Ow! Get rid of this dude. Blooming purple moss clump. Lovely, lovely. That will come in very much useful. The dark root garden. Now we have a couple of ways we can go. We can take this way. That will kind of... Oh, there it is. Lead us downward into another area. We're not going to go this way quite yet. But what we are going to do is head this path. And with it, we're going to have more bushy tree men trying to ruin our day. They're not too hard, as you can see with our stats right now. And our upgraded bastard sword. One swing apiece. Done. Nothing crazy. But with even the weakest enemies in this game, you don't want them ganging up on you. Make note of this door. This leads to one of the main bosses in the game. A boss that you have to beat to make progress. There is an item that Andre actually sells that will allow us to open that door. But if I'm remembering correctly, there is a side path we can take that doesn't require an item, and it will help us save on souls that we don't have to spend. And we just hit an illusory wall and found ourselves a bonfire. Probably should have done a bit like, there's not really anything interesting here other than the door. But, you know, it's whatevs. So we're gonna go on this way. Head down this ramp. We can see an item over here, but we're not going to go through there grab that item just yet. Because as soon as you grab it, 3 of the tree people pop up, try to take you out. And as long as the item's there and we don't mess with it, they'll stay put. But if we mess with it, and the item's gone, they'll always just be spawned in anytime we return. So we're going to go ahead and head through this fog gate. And it'll pop us out in this area. You can see our first stone golem guy. He looks big and strong. 3 swings and we got him taken care of, baby. Don't you even worry about it. Oh gosh. Yep, the worst possible scenario. Oh man. It's alright, those things happen. I was really trying to take out the stone golems before the tree men spawned, but sometimes life just gets you with tree men, and you just can't. You just cannot stop it. Take the first dude out again. 2 swings with a heavy attack. Apparently does the trick. Took out the stone golems. Now we can focus, focus on the treemen. There we go. We have a couple of more stone golems to get rid of. Take them out. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and head up this direction. Now, if we are in human form, I don't remember if there's any prerequisites for it to pop up or not. But there will be a summon sign for some sort of mage character. And if you're purely a melee build like me and don't have any sort of ranged weapon, I mean, of course, I equipped the short bow not too long ago. But say you just don't have that for whatever reason, the witch will come in handy. You see that big moth-looking thing? That is the moonlight butterfly, and that is going to be our next boss. So let's go ahead and get right to it. Okay, I am either missing, or it just does not care about my arrows. Oh no, that did a little damage, that's good. There we go. You see her magic attacks do a fair bit of damage, nothing too crazy. If all 3 of those hit me, I'm probably... Ow! Alright, need to stop shooting at her for a second, go ahead and heal up. Alright, and if you are just a pure melee build and you don't want to summon, the Moonlight Butterfly does eventually rest to... I justify it by saying she's recharging her magic meter. But it never doesn't really give you a reason as to why she does that, in the game at least, so we're just gonna go with she's recharging her magical energy. It doesn't really matter. because now it's dead. Dead and gone forever. Soul the Moonlight Butterfly. We have our first boss soul. We're going to go ahead and read that item description. Soul of the mystical moonlight butterfly, which flitters in the dark root garden. Special beings have special souls. The butterfly soul is a creation of Seath the Scaleless, used to acquire a huge amount of souls or to create a unique weapon. Now, boss souls have two uses in this game. One, you can pop them just like any other soul and gain souls, typically a pretty good amount. Or boss souls can be used at a specific location to create boss soul weapons. Watchtower basement key, phenomenal. Divine Ember, also great. And a Homeward Bone. But boss soul weapons are, well, probably exactly how they sound. Say if a enemy has a particular weapon and you like it, you can use the boss soul weapon or the boss soul item to transform a trying to think of the word here. An applicable weapon into the weapon from the boss. So, for example, with the Moonlight Butterfly, where they don't really have a weapon, she was just kind of casting at us out of her horn, I believe the weapon that its soul gives is a catalyst or a wand that's shaped like her horn. Now, just a little... I hate this enemy that's hanging on this tree. I don't know why. I typically really like reptiles in real life, but for some reason this dude just gives me the heebies and a healthy side of the jeebies. So we're just going to go ahead and whack him. Grab that spear, the partisan. And instead of going back the way we came, we're going to head over this way. We got ourselves a fun, poisonous frog, stingray looking dude. Take him out. And as you can see, this tree is a-moving. Chop down that tree. Get it out of the way. And I know there's another stone golem, but I don't really remember exactly where he is. Oh, there he is. Okay. Never mind, we found him. We're good. But before we take him out, we have these guys popping up. And as we saw just a moment ago, we don't need to be outnumbered if we can help it. So, take those guys out. Come over here. What's this item? Soul of Proud Knight. That's amazing. Oh, man. Well, the stone golem came to us, and we took him out anyway. I'm going to come over this way, head up this ramp. We have another stone golem waiting on us at the top here. There he is. There's the sleepy boy. Get rid of him. And here we'll have the wolf ring. And this goes into some lore about one of the best characters, not only in this game, but in the entire series. One of the special rings granted to the 4 Knights of Gwyn. The wolf ring belongs to Artorias the Abyss Walker. We're going to pause right there for a second. I can't think of a more badass name than Artorias the Abyss Walker. Whoever came up with that, I hope they got $1 million raise. Artorias had an unbendable will of steel and was unmatched with a great sword. And it boosts poise. Poise is a stat. You don't level it up per se. It's entirely dependent on the equipment you're currently using. So what poise does, it the higher your it determines that if you're attacking while when someone hits you, it determines if you will carry through with the attack even though you just took damage, or if you will stagger a little bit. So that's essentially what that's used to determine. Head our way back up to Andre. Head up yonder. Oh, here's what we're gonna do. Hit up the bonfire. Got some soul items. And like I said before, I'm not big on magic myself, using it in this game, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pop the soul of the Moonlight Butterfly. Nah, 1200 souls doesn't really give all that much, but whatever. Endurance now up to 20, so we're gonna go back to leveling up the strength and the dexterity. There we go. And before we call it an episode, I'm hoping we can get back to the other side of the bridge, because I want to introduce you guys to another character that has gone hollow that we have to take out. Would it be easier? No, we'll just try to do it this way. If not, between now and the next episode, I'll go ahead and get to where we want to be to do that. Location-wise. The Balder Helm and the Titanite Shard, nice. There's just something satisfying about the enemies dropping an item for you to use, even if it's not something you're even gonna use. It's just like, haha, I got your stuff, loser. I don't know if you guys can hear my cat behind me. She's going through it right now, so if you do hear her, I hope you don't mind. Do we rest at the bonfire? No. And try to make our way back across the bridge. Now, if I'm not mistaken, our old friend's gonna try to come back. But we'll just take our handy-dandy shortcut back to the first bonfire. Yep, there he is. Back to the first bonfire in Undeadburg. Rest at it just in case something goes horribly awry. Grab those items that were dropped. Take these guys out. Take all these dudes out. Now, we're back in the tower leading to the bridge with the tourist demon. Remember we opened this door a few episodes back, and I said we'd be coming back to it later. Now is later, officially. And once we get to the bottom floor, I'm going to introduce you to guys to a man known as Havel the Rock. He is another NPC that has gone hollow. You never meet him outside of being hollow, so there's no dialogue or anything with him. But the cool thing about him is that he was one of Lord Gwyn's, like, big battle buddies. So he does have a good bit of interesting lore behind him. And while his hits do a lot of damage, he is very slow, and it's pretty easy to sneak up behind him and get those backstabs in. We took him out, and he drops Havel's Ring. And we'll go ahead and read that item description as well, and go ahead and equip it. It boosts maximum equip load. This ring was named after Havel the Rock, Lord Gwyn's old battlefield compatriot. Havel's men wore the ring to express faith in their leader and to carry a heavier load. Essentially, makes it possible for us to wear very heavy equipment, or heavier equipment, without slowing down our dodge roll speeds. But alrighty guys, with that being said, we are going to call that an episode. Like I said, I apologize for not getting to Blighttown like I said at the end of last episode. We're going to get back there in the next episode, and off camera I'll go ahead and make the journey back and get there. But with that being said, as always, thank you guys so much for the support. I love doing this, and I hope you guys love watching. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I'll see you guys in the next one!